I was, I think it might be interesting, just talking as a couple, how we handled each other when we were both pretty dark for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Like we're high functioning people with PTSD, which is strange that you can be so high functioning but like the disrupted sleep, the waking up, I mean, I would wake up and I was scared. I'd go to bed and I was scared. We'd go to the water and I was scared. I think work was the only reprieve we really had from feeling really unsettled and scared. Everything felt crunchy and hard.
Yeah.
I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I could sense your fear. You and I can sense each other. Like the minute I open my eyes, I know if you're having a good morning or not great morning, and you're the same. Like I'll be silent and you're like, what's going on? And my mind will be racing.
You read the tenor of the silence. I go, what's happening?
Yeah. And I feel like we were really compassionate with each other. Like, again, it didn't happen to me, but one of the things that I want to share is that there was a moment, I think maybe the second day we went out surfing. The first day you caught a wave. No, it was the first day we went surfing and you caught a wave. I didn't even want to look. And I turned around and I watched you to make sure you're okay. And I just started bawling. And then I just heard up from my heart, I just heard a message that said, I love him so much that it feels like it could shatter me. And I was like, oh, and I just said, tell me more. I wanted to understand what that meant. And it felt like if anything happened to you, I would break. Yeah, it was like a brutal feeling. And I didn't want to feel that at all. And I remember sitting with that feeling and just being like, here's that lesson is like, if you want to live and love fully, you have to embrace the impermanence of everything. So I was like sitting there going, am I willing to accept how much I love this person and be in that love, knowing that someday it might just break my heart completely, if I lost him or something like that. I mean, it's just like these kinds of things take you to the depths of those places. And I felt like I was sitting there with a choice. Like, I was thinking about all the ways maybe like I have still like some protection up or some defenses against that kind of love, because loving that rawly, in that raw manner is so vulnerable.
I think there's some work there for you.
Well, that's what I was feeling. Yeah, that's what I was noticing.
When I paddled back out, you were like, I love you so much. I feel like it could shatter me. And I mean, I just was like, just blown away. And it's not to say that you won't loving and affection and all those things, but like, I think I'm far more the incurable romantic than you.
Oh, I mean, no, that's what I was coming in touch with. I was like, oh, like that feeling was so intense. And I was like, oh, that's what I protect myself from. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't go to those depths because it feels like I'll fall down a dark hole and never come out, And so I've been sitting with that over the past couple weeks.
Rocks.
Yeah, holding on to the rocks. Actually, I feel like I'm letting go of the rocks.
The finger comes up, folks. The finger comes up.
The finger.
There it is.
But I do feel like I'm letting go of the rocks. And I was sitting in the water noticing like, okay, where were these defenses created and why over the past, like 20 something years? Where were layers of protection, built up? And then I was just thinking of all the moments that we've survived together, just all the things. And like, at this point, like, why have any protection up?
Well, I can tell you why. Because the people who were supposed to love you the most in the world didn't.
Right.
The people who were supposed to keep you safe didn't. Mm-hmm. You've been out there on your own, fending for yourself until I found you. And that's why. Mm-hmm. It's a technical term, so follow me if you can. It fucks you up.
It does fuck you up.
And so then it's like, how I'm not going to wade that far into that water because those people made me. And I think there's something in us that knows, like at a primordial cellular level, that you chose to make me, and now you're fucking around, and I'm not loved, I'm not safe, I'm not enough, I don't matter. And so now I'm going to trust this joker. Like there's something in, I think there's something core in us that kind of goes, I'm going to save a little here just in case, right? Like I'm going to
Yeah.
hold a little back.
Yeah. And if we look at the path of my life, natal Pluto complex, death and rebirth. You and I both have this
It sounds
astrologically.
like Mandarin coming out of here. All the thing. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
It sounds like Mandarin when you go to the natal Pluto, whatever that is. I don't
Well,
understand any of that. I mean,
well, astrologically speaking, both of us have this in our chart that this life is all about death and rebirth. And my life has been a cycle of build it up, it destroys, build it up, it's destroyed, build it up, you have to leave it behind. And there's been a lot of relationships where I've come to a point and I've had to choose to let go of because there's no longer harmonious. So my life hasn't been this life of like consistency. It's been continuous like evolution. And so when I look around, you're the most constant in my, you and the kids are the most constant in my life. Oh my God, I can put words together. And so it's weird how you think after all this time, I would have sunk into y'all are the constant in my life. Everything's going to be okay. But when I think about how much I love the three of you, that's the love that feels like it could shatter me. But as I look at what I'm being asked to learn right now, that's the love I'm here to embrace, is to allow myself to be shattered. I know I won't be shattered,
right.
but to have the experience of that kind of love and to be vulnerable in it. And that's where I'm coming to. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. And
there's no other choice because what's the point?
Well, most people don't find that point. They just continue to go outside of oneself. You don't come back to the hearth of your own heart, because if you did, then you'd have to answer that question right there. The thing you called yourself out on is, I love you so much, I think it could shatter me. The thing you called yourself out on is, I'm not loving fully because I'm afraid of loving to that depth.
Mm-hmm.
And most of us don't even get there because we're not coming back to self.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're pathologizing our feelings because who the fuck wants to feel that?
Mm-hmm. And there's something beautiful about being that open-hearted.
Well, if you allow yourself to go there,
right?
You know, like there is a depth to. I think most people look at a 24-year relationship and go, I mean, really? I mean, sure, they probably go, oh, no, that's great, good for you. How do you do that? And the way you do that is this.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is a depth to it that is uncharted, and when there's an expansiveness to it that is unimaginable, if you allow yourself to go there. The problem is people don't allow themselves to go there, and that's why novelty feels exciting and new and better, and so we're drawn there rather than coming in and going.
Well, that's what I want to choose. That's what I want to embrace. That's what I want to risk. That's what I want to feel, is like, I want to know at the end of the day that I did love with an open heart, that I allowed love to fill me up till the point that I felt like I would explode because I was just loving so much, you know, loving you and the kids. I want y'all to feel love, the dogs, myself, all of it. I don't want stale. I don't want dry. I want to be here. And I feel like that your accident really asked me, you know, really brought up some of those questions inside me that I needed to confront, is how deep am I willing to go in love?
Well, just remind me to keep paying more attention so I don't have to bust my face open in order to have some more, you know, spiritual experience. I think we're at time.
I think we're at time too.